again,
but
they
then
haven't learned.
How much of this is it being just Toronto and the agents using whatever? Like, how much of that is in this?
But that's crummy enough to me if you're trying to do that at this point.
Yeah, that's it. But so to me, the bigger question, more conspiratorial,
Yeah.
to like fully tinfoil hat
Let's
it,
go.
Yeah, let's go.
is that the whole league. You know how when the best players take less money, all the rest of the league gets pissed because they go, "Hey, you're the ones that are supposed to be."
But
People
no.
were pissed
Go
at Connor
Yeah,
when he took
that's-
13.25, whatever he took.
That's my point,
Yeah.
is that there's always this undercurrent of when the best players don't maximize their value, that they've not done well by the rest of the league. And I do wonder sometimes, not to over Toronto it, but if there's added pressure in Toronto because it is the most visible.
But no. See, because to me, you're easily able as another agent or a team to say, Crosby took 8.7 times 2.
Yeah.
That's an outlier. He's doing that because blank, blank, blank. And you can do that with Tavares, right?
It's like his number. Has Tavares made more money than Sid in his career now?
God, that's a great question.
Yeah.
But like the
He
Sid
has.
thing is a great example where he's like, we're not doing a big negotiation. It's not about
Yeah.
money. I'm going to give these guys 2 more years. I'm trying to win another cup, 8-7. Okay. What do you have, 90 points this year, Team Canada? Like, I just don't see how you can be like, I want $1 million less than Sid.
Yeah, but has he made more?
I
thought you Googled
No, I thought
it.
you were.
Yeah, I thought you were Googling it. I was like, anyway, I'm with you.
can
I
have this
agree.
for you in
I
2
think that they got to
seconds.
squeeze Tavares.
Not even close. Sid's made $35 million.
Oh, okay. Wait.
I just thought because Sid,
111 for JT, 147 for Sid.
Sid signed one of those long 13 ones for 8.7, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
Like
I-
when they did like the,
Yeah.
the greasy Ilya Kovalchuk one era, like
Yeah.
12 years.
They started around the same time.
Yeah, they did. That's
Sid,
why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So, but I'm with you guys. I'm at the point where I know that you're not supposed to be quote unquote punting. I'm not advocating that's what they do. I'm not saying let Tavares walk and then don't try to be creative. You're going to have to do other things. You're going to potentially have to entertain deals involving some of your younger players. You might have to be creative with your blue line. Like I was talking today that maybe you're talking about flipping Brandon Carlo somewhere else for some center depth. Yeah, it's not a pretty thing, but I would much rather the Leafs finally take the position and say, no, this is not the same management group. We're not just capitulating to your wants. If you don't want to be here for the number that we have, then we're going to find a different way to win. And last year, everybody took to the pulpit and hammered the Tampa Bay Lightning for the way that they treated their captain, the face of their franchise, Steven Stamkos.
Myself included.
And could you imagine had they actually gone up and paid him that deal? Like, the odds Tavares could end up in the exact same situation where he walks from Toronto, goes and signs $7 million in Utah, and we're looking at his numbers and going, hey, their power play kind of stinks, and they're talking about taking Tavares off power play 1, and they don't use him in the D zone, and people in Utah who don't know anything about hockey are frustrated with this guy.
Yeah, easy.
That's
easy.
not a
That's
non-zero percentage.
A
to me.
close personal friend, Ryan Smith's
That's right.
fans you're talking about there.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, he's sure.
Doing great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay,
No comment.
we'll draw a clean break because we have lots of other topics. So let's do game time before we do that though, Sam.
It's game time presented by Bet365. Visit the app for the odds and find out what's never ordinary at Bet365. It's 15 plus Ontario only. Please play responsibly. I was just looking at Bet365 just so we were to know what we were going to talk about here because there's literally no sports.
No more sports.
It's kind of grim. Actually, I get a little bit sad at this time of year.
Schwellenbach's pitching tonight for Atlanta.
Oh,
You got that?
okay, no. What I was going to ask you guys, a couple of the favorites for next year's regular season awards. They have those posted on here.
Give me
What's the
Austin Matthews Hart Trophy odds.
Austin Matthews Hart Trophy odds.
Plus
He is
2,500?
plus 1,600 right now. I can give you. I mean, you're not going to need many guesses to see who the favorite is. Connor McDavid, Nathan.
Can't bet on Matthews till he's healthy.
The
Thought you'd get
Rocket Richard Trophy. Matthews is a second favorite behind Leon Draisaitl. Maybe not a bad bet on Matthews there at plus 400.
Yeah.
No.
The Norris is
You're going to wait all year for plus 400 on Austin Matthews?
the Norris is Makar is a favorite. Who do you think the favorite for Jack Adams is?
What a weird thing to be. Who do you think is going to coach best next year?
The favorite for
Jack
Jack Adams.
Adams.
So it's got to be a coach on a team that is like on the
Pocket.
rise.
I don't know.
Keefe?
No.
Oh, it's like
Quenneville. Quenneville is the
Yeah,
favorite.
that's a good-
At plus 750. And then it's
That's a good one.
I'm mad that I didn't guess that.
Yeah,
Because there's the potential for the
Yeah, of course.
the story.
and the Calder Memorial Trophy. The Demidov is a massive favorite, plus 160, and then it's a bunch of guys that I'm not really sure about. So there you go. Anyways, that was Game Time presented by Bet365. Visit the app for latest odds and find out what's ordinary at Bet365. Miss 50 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly.
All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about some non-Brad Marchand free agents that would work for the Leafs, possible Mitch Marner destination, and much more after this. Welcome back to Real Kipper and Bourne. Subbing in for Kipper today, my man JD Bunks and the JD Bunkus podcast and Leafs talk. A few more topics to go here, Bunk.
I miss Leafs talk.
What's that?
I miss Leafs talk.
Is that true?
I did. I love doing those shows.
I gotta tell you, it's a great show.
It was
and
the
I
best.
really enjoyed getting
And
to
the
I
the
miss,
engage-
it,
playoffs.
I miss it on the good games when they're like,
Yeah,
hey,
Game 7 was-
Tampa on a Saturday. I do not miss Columbus Tuesday night.
Sure.
Yeah.
I gotta ask you, how
We're like Sam Bennett. You know, it's like we get through the regular season,
Yeah,
you're
that's
fine.
it.
Then in the
Yeah.
playoffs, it's like that's when we really start to excel.
how do you feel that your instant emotional takes, how do you feel typically they age? Like the next day, do you often feel like they were wrong, or do you feel like it's pretty much how you end up feeling?
I'm a guilty conscience guy. I've woken up multiple times the next day. God, you idiot.
I've
Why'd
told
say
you
it?
guys this before, but like Lamoriello had all the coaches when I was in the American League. You fill out a thing before you talk to anyone, send it away, then you talk, then you watch video, and like the next day, 80% of the time you're like, oh, I had him all wrong.
I really don't want to sound like too precious about this because I think what we do is mostly just really fun. You get to shoot it with your buddies, and like our show is literally one of my best friends who's ever lived.
Oh.
That I get to just sit there with and do what we've done as friends, like our entire relationship, which is like bitch and moan about the team or then like celebrate something fun that's happening. But I really like that I'm able to do the reactionary show and then sleep on it and then see how I feel about stuff in the morning and then do another show.
Yeah, that is
Because
nice to
it's
have
like,
that.
Yeah,
100%.
I get the here's how I was feeling, and so sometimes I don't know what the hit rate is. I'm guessing that if you pulled the audience, you'd be like, you get it wrong every time.
Well,
Actually, it depends where you go. 'cause
I
it's
get
like,
it wrong
If
every
you
time.
if you go to like my Instagram followers, it's like that's people who really like me. If you go to like my YouTube comments, it's mean.
It's meanness generally.
Yeah, exactly. Twitter, everybody's so jacked up and like polarized already. Like Instagram, you're just scrolling, watching dog videos. So when you see something from somebody else, you reach out and you're like being kind because
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I was just looking at a puppy. On Twitter, it's like, hey, World War III is going to happen, and also here's free agent news, and you're primed up.
You're just free mad.
So anything somebody puts out there in the world, you're like, ah, yay, news. So it's different. It depends on the app.
Yeah. Oh, good to know. Social media is the dividing. So let's talk about free agents for the Leafs. Brad Marchand is obvious. We talked about him in the first chunk of the show. We all want him. There's not much out there. There's not much out there, and I am of the belief that to remake this team the way that I think it should be, you probably have to make some moves. You probably have to make a deal. I don't know if that's... I don't think we should start there because there is free agency out there. Do you have a couple of guys in mind? Do you have anyone in mind that you think, okay, there's a guy that the Leafs should definitely go and get?
Brandon Tanev.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, like the most. I'm fully on this train.
Okay.
Again, some people will hate my offseason because they'll go,
He's a wood chipper.
why are you paying so much for another guy at the bottom of the lineup that you don't think is going to add goals to your team? But again, I'm talking DNA change. What was the number one point of DNA change for this team this year?
Tanev. Chris Tanev.
Unquestionably.
Yeah.
What do I want? More Tanev. If I
Their
can,
dad
if you
on the bench.
Yeah, if you're telling me, hey, what do we want?
Who was it that hired his dad to try to sign him?
VC.
VC,
Yeah.
right? You
Oh.
want VC, yeah. Remember that? Then he didn't
Yeah.
even sign here.
Yeah,
He was
I
like,
know,
you're
yeah,
fired.
And then VC ended up crawling back
Yeah, oh,
and
yeah.
ends
Vanilla.
up his legacy is the only guy Sheldon Keefe ever yelled at.
Vanilla.
I just think it's been...
The only guy Sheldon Keefe took aside in the Amazon series was like, you're going to get cut because we don't like the way you play. With his math, like, well, no one can read my left wing. He was like, yeah,